Welcome to the big Master Yi guide. Finally, I think it's a perfect time for it. Also, Jinxie just got 200,000 people the Ink Shadow Master Yi skin, so it's gonna be 10 out of 10. I will show you which runes you should be taking, Hail of Blades, Lethal Tempo, which builds you can go on hit and critical strike Master Yi, which kind of playstyle, and I also will show you gameplay on how you should play Master Yi. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, biggest question out of them all. I will do this very raw dog, jumping right into it, so it's very easy for you guys to understand it all. Hail of Blades versus Lethal Tempo. For those who don't know who I am, I'm the best Master Yi in the world since around 8 years. I'm consistently top 10. I got rank 1 US. I was rank 6 Korea, all in solo queue playing Master Yi mainly. So I have a lot of practice of Master Yi. I have like 6-7 million points, and I've been up to date and playing League of Legends basically forever. So there's a lot of knowledge that I can gladly share. I'm also a coach for 3 years plus full-time, so there's a lot of knowledge that I have and I'm gladly sharing. Let's start with Hail of Blades. You want to take Hail of Blades when you fight short duration fights, and that is especially good against squishies. Think you're fighting against a Jenna or a Victor, right? Someone who is technically squishy. And against Victor, you're not going to do 20 auto attacks against a Victor. You're not going to do 7 auto attacks. You're most likely just going to do 4 auto attacks and then he's dead or you're running away already. So that means, let's say this is a Victor. You queue in, you do your auto attacks with the double strike at best, and then you're dipping already. Very important for you to understand. This is for short trade patterns. There's also a pretty decent cooldown, so you can do this multiple times. Also for lane Master Yi, Hail of Blades is almost always better, because every time you have Q up, you have Hail of Blades up, and that is important for the early trade. Now, if you have your abilities up, usually the trades look like this. You Q with E, auto W, auto, and then you do the double strike with the Hail of Blades, and then you're kiting out already and wait for your next Q and E. Very important. Now, when do you take Hail of Blades now instead of Lethal Tempo? So, number 1, when enemies are squishy. More squishies, more reason to go Hail of Blades. Number 2, when you know there's gonna be a very short fighting duration. That comes also when enemies have disengaged or have annoying champions. If you fight against a Vayne, how often can you actively attack a Vayne? Like, you will always ult Q, E your way. A Tristana, W your way, ult your way. A Kha'Zix, ult. And now, where's Lethal Tempo gonna bring any value to that? So if you play against Kha'Zix, it's already an interesting point to go Hail of Blades. Because if he's jumping on you, you can at least do with Hail of Blades a few auto attacks real quick. Now he's already half HP. And then you either wait on your W, run away, whatever. Against the Kha'Zix, you won't do perma auto. Unlike a Dr. Mundo, a Cho'Gath, a Sion, a Soraka, right? Basically a Bard. Basically champions that are building some tankiness, that are meant to tank a few auto attacks, that are like able to stat check a long time. Lethal Tempo has way more value because you can auto them all the time. And how is a Soraka or how is a Cho'Gath gonna disengage from a Master Yi? The moment that one Cho'Gath Q is dodged, Cho'Gath is gonna walk like this away. But a Kiana will go on stealth. A Kha'Zix will go on stealth. And Ahri will ult away 3 times, plus charm you, plus flash away. So it all depends on how long is the fight duration. That's the most important for Hail of Blades versus Lethal Tempo. Additionally, Hail of Blades equals early game. Lethal Tempo equals scaling. That doesn't mean that Lethal Tempo is always better in the late game. That means that Lethal Tempo, on average, outscales Hail of Blades. That means if you want, now to your advantage, if you want early cheeses, level 1 invade. If I play against Kha'Zix Kiana, I don't want to just farm and wait until they one-shot me. I want to level 1 invade, so the game is very tricky, and I want to kill them early or surprise them, and get them behind, so I have a snowball over them, and then the fact that they counter me is not that important anymore. Also with level 3 gank. Level 3 cheese. Let's say you do your red buff Crux chickens and you invade enemy blue buff and you see an enemy jungler there. With Hail of Blades and red buff and your E, you're one-shotting them. Keep in mind, Master Yi spikes level 1 and level 3. Very strong positions for Master Yi actually on this level. And now I'll roll down the points for Lethal Tempo. You want to take Lethal Tempo when you have a long fighting duration, as you has guessed it now already. Lol. When enemies are tanky. Similar thing. Again, a Dr. Mundo. What is Hail of Blades gonna do? Full HP Dr. Mundo. You do 3 auto attacks and now you're attacking slowly. Or Lethal Tempo, you're just getting strong. You fight as a Juani. You fight anyone, right? And the moment you're fighting her, you didn't even use your E or ult yet. You're already stacking up so much attack speed. Then you use all your abilities and you're gonna slice them up like a cake. Beautiful. Auto attack, W. Beautiful. When we are the first to engage, we have no poke. That means if enemies are all full HP everywhere and we press ult and we kill the first target, our ult lasts in total 14 seconds because one ult is 7 seconds, additionally another 7 seconds. So if you have no one to engage and you're the first one to fight and you fight front to back, so with your team in the front and you have a Scion and you fight with the Scion, the enemy is a Juani and enemy Gnar, right? Halo Blades is not gonna help you in the long run, but having Lethal Tempo, you just attack, get so much DPS off. Lethal Tempo hardly outweighs Halo Blades. That's all you need to know. That's the entire rocket science. And also, I take both a lot. Watch on when I take what in my streams. Additionally, here you have the runes. For Halo of Blades, you go Halo of Blades, Sudden Impact, Sixth Sense, Relentless Hunter, Alacrity, and Triumph. You don't go anything else on Halo of Blades. That's it. Set in stone. Beautiful, auto attack, beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the runes you take with Lethal Tempo. So it's very crystal clear. Again, this is for Halo of Blades. And now we take Lethal Tempo. Lethal Tempo, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Last Stand, both very good. Very, very good, both. Whatever you prefer, I prefer Coup de Grace because I want to execute them with it. This is it. You take Cashback Triple Tonic. You don't take Magical Footwear. You do not. You buy, and now we get to the itemization. Always, always, always the same, okay? You want to get Kraken Slayer first item. It is the highest DPS. Let's not talk about Blade of Rune King. Kraken Slayer has more DPS. If you kill enemies faster, you have a higher chance of survivability. You proc it on your Q, you proc it on your resets with your double strike with Rage Blade. It is the highest, best possible item for Master Yi by far. There's no discussion, not even remotely close comes Blade of Rune King. Blade of Rune King is still good if you fight against 5 tanks. But in the last, I think, 500 games, I just always went Kraken because it is always the best. For boots, you want to buy T1 boots on your itemization. That can be anytime, so early in the stages. Let's say the first resets. You want to have Hardbound Axe or Longsword with Rectrix or Daggers, whatever fits the boat. For priority list, for you, number 1 is Longsword. This one. Number 2, on the priority what you want to buy, is the boots. Number 3 priority is a dagger. And so that, and 4th is if you have already like 3, 4, 5 longswords, then 1, 2 daggers is always good to have. So just keep in mind the following. You want to buy Hardbound Axe as fast as possible. At best, you want to skip the boots because you have so good bases that you can just buy it step after step. That you can buy immediately Kraken Slayer. And after Kraken Slayer, you get cashback return. Money. Through the cashback, you buy the T1 boots. Very often, you will see me though buy T1 boots before finishing Kraken. That is just because my base timer, I have exactly the amount of gold to buy T1 boots. Then it's also fine to buy it before Kraken. After Kraken, you finish T1 boots. After finishing T1 boots, now you want to always speedrun to Rageblade. You can't skip anything, just speedrun Rageblade because Rageblade is the biggest power spike possible. Rageblade and Kraken Slayer, that is Master Yi core. Everything else is garbage. That's now for the on-hit Master Yi, right? Now we have Rageblade secondary. For boots, I always would recommend the Glutinous Greaves. They got nerfed, doesn't matter. They are the best possible item for Master Yi. The win rates go skyrocket in comparison. I will show you. If you look at Master Yi and you take a look at his win rates with the boots, just the boots difference. Now, this is not accurate because this is, actually, this is, I think, from this patch already. But what you can keep in mind, now we go like the last 7 days, we go a little bit back in time. As you can see, the win rates are like shocking. It's 10% higher. 10. Not 3, not 1.5, 10. So it's ridiculous amounts, okay? These boots are broken. Why are they broken on Yi? Because it works on the E from Master Yi. So you heal immense. That means you always go boot, these boots. You can buy them before rage bait as well. You can buy them after rage bait, right after rage bait. This is like the best you should do. Kraken into T1 boots. You can also go Harpo decks into T1 boots into Kraken. Again, doesn't really matter. Better would be more probably, again, always depends on the combo base timers you have. Kraken into boots, into rage bait, into these boots. You only buy mercs or steel caps if you legit need it. That means enemies have full AP, full AD, full CC, whatever. Okay, then you just buy those boots instead. As next item, it's very simple. You can go Witsend. This is starting, boom. This is Master Yi core, boom. Now, third item plus afterwards. Now we have Witsend. Then we have Hexblade. You can buy it whatever fits in a certain game. Witsend against AP and almost always because it's insane damage for a very cheap price. So I always prioritize Witsend. Hexblade if you think you need a lot of ults in the fight, if there's a lot of fighting. Blade of Rune King if you don't think you need any survivability. Death Stance, one of the best items possible for Master Yi. Guardian Angel is more like the 4th and 5th item. Same for Randuins. And apart from that, I almost buy no items because that's always like the core. We have Titanic Hydra, which I sometimes buy if I can do a lot of auto attacks. If I play against Kha'Zix Kiana, I don't think I'm gonna buy Titanic Hydra ever because when I'm gonna do the reset, if I play against a Juani, I can always Q auto W, auto Titanic Hydra, auto, you know, I can always get it off. So this is all situational, but these are the cores for Master Yi's. This is the most important. What else do we have which is important? This all is, nothing of this is good. Not a single item I see here is what I value as good. Hullbreaker, interesting. Depending on game, if you need to perma split push, but even then other items are interesting because Masi doesn't even need it to split push further. But it's an interesting choice for sure. Keening, if you play against full AP, surely also a choice. Spirit Visage, surely also a choice if you play against full AP. But mostly we don't get that. And as last item, we always sell boots. If you have already 6 items finished, then we sell boots for Phantom Dancer because Phantom Dancer gives us 10% movement speed, which is more than Berserkers. So that's just the absolute last item we sell for this, right? But cores, Kraken into boots, into Rageblade, into Hexblade Witsend, Blade of Rune King, or Hexblade Witsend Death Stance. Every game. Let's go. That's the Master Yi core. Okay, about the Critical Strike Master Yi. If you really want to go Critical Strike Master Yi, almost anything is viable. You can go Yuntal first and rush BF Sword, very important. You can go Kraken Slayer into Collector into Infinity. You can go Yuntal into Fiend Halter, even though that's Fiend Hunter bolts, even though I don't even think that's good. What you should do, what I say is the best for sure, is always going on hit. I do believe it's straight up better because on Critical Strike Master Yi, you're so squishy. Once you see one burst, you're just dead. Of course, you deal a lot of damage, but you can also deal a lot of damage with on hit Master Yi, plus having the lesser of the negative effects. Now, keep in mind, the best build, in my opinion, is 100% Yuntal. That means you can go Hail of Blades. And if you have 1,300 gold, you can buy BF Sword and then go crit. That's what I do. And if you don't have 1,300 gold, let's say you have 1,200 on the first base, then you just go for Kraken and go on hit. If you go BF Sword into Yuntal and you stack Yuntal, and then you go second item Infinity, of course with these boots, and third item LDR, and fourth item Fiend Hunter or Shield Bow, yes, you are an absolute monster, and that is the best Critical Strike Master Yi build, and you will have big success with it if you go Critical Strike. Trust me on that build. Learn it, apply it. I will try to play it sometimes on stream. It's really, really fun and absolutely amazing. For the gameplay part, my friends, on Master Yi, I highly recommend to play in a very consistent style. That means low devs and high amount of average CS. If you take a look at my profile, I min-max the champions to the max, and I average 8 CS on basically my main champions. Why? Because I try to be hyper consistent all the time. It doesn't work always, but what I recommend you to do to learn all the gameplay from Master Yi, watch my YouTube videos, watch my streams, ask me questions on stream, and I will do everything I can to help you. Now that Jinxie gave everyone this Ink Shadow Master skin, it will be an honor for me to help you and have a beautiful time with you. I wish you all the love in the world. Peace out and have a beautiful day, my friends.